Hi, I'm here at the Milken Institute Global Conference with Tina Ambrozy from Nationwide Financial. Tina, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So we were just talking about, the struggle as we look at generations challenged with sending, financial planning, their kids thinking about saving for college. How is it different, generation to generation? When you look at boomers to Gen X, now we're thinking about Gen Z. What are the shifts you're seeing? What are the differences as people are thinking about saving for retirement?
It's a really important question because so much has changed from previous generations, sources of income. There are a lot of questions about how stable those sources of income will be for future generations, not to mention even boomers today. We've conducted research with our Nationwide Retirement Institute for the past 10 years looking at Social Security. And Social Security is something you would say a bedrock of income, a source of income down the road. But more and more retirees, in fact, 75% of people over the age of 50 are saying that they don't believe that they're going to see the full end of Social Security. In other words, they don't believe that they're going to be able to rely on Social Security throughout the remainder of their lifetime. We're seeing that also with younger generations. An increasing number of younger generations are also saying they don't believe they'll get a dime of Social Security. So these are things that previous generations never really had to worry about, but it's certainly on the minds of people today at all ages, but in particular, as we see young people coming up, they're realizing that they're going to have different challenges and struggles as they think about sources of income.
Right. And we're also seeing this shift where, at Milken, we're talking about longevity and, health span and people living, longer lives. We just did a study looking at, the Gen Z population. They're focusing on health and well-being. So that means people are going to live longer, which means probably they're going to need more money than they once thought. What does that mean as we see the shift?
It's an important thing because the fact that people are living longer, the way that we plan and prepare is so important, but so many folks aren't thinking about that. They're not really digesting when retirement might happen, what they want their retirement to look like, and how long they might live in retirement. It's fascinating. That research that we've conducted has shown that roughly a third of recent retirees are considering going back into the workforce, largely driven by a fear of running out of money because they're realizing that they're going to live longer and the expenses in retirement are so much more than they would have anticipated. Healthcare expenses, for instance, are so much greater than they expected as they moved into retirement. So it's not what everyone thought it would be. Right. It's full of so many surprises that they hadn't planned for.
So when you look at sort of the trends in saving, we talk about compounding, right? If kids only knew that if they started putting away money earlier, how do you work with families, parents to really sort of show kids that, hey, this is what you need to do, start saving, and is that something that you wind up working with parents or families to do?
We do, and I'm a proponent. We believe that you can never start too early. So helping young people create and develop more financial literacy is an important thing that is oftentimes not developed. I mean, so many people don't understand the way that their savings vehicles work. And if you think about it, so for instance, my husband and I with our son, we helped him open a brokerage account. And he invested his own money, his own hard-earned money. Right. And it was interesting to watch him see his balance grow and fluctuate and watch him go through some of the learning of that. And we believe that the earlier you start to have the conversation, we're fortunate that we live in an age where there are so many incredible resources through online and different apps that you can use to create more financial literacy. But starting early is such an important part of creating that understanding and helping to build that plan.
Now, obviously, so you can get the education online. We also put, people around us, a team. Many, we work with a lot of, independent RIAs, wealth managers. What is their role in sort of, the education process?
Their role is critical because financial planning is very complex. We know that if you work with a financial planner, your likelihood of achieving your goals is so much greater. Because you have to think of it more than just kind of a short-term goal. The role that a financial planner can play is to look at the longer term, both short-term and long-term goals, to make sure that you are prepared to be able to achieve those. They can help you work through the tax ramifications, help you plan for different events in life, and make sure that you're in all of the right places to help you from start to finish. And that to me is peace of mind, and it's such an important part of the process. That's how you achieve success, and they play such a great role.
Right, great. Well, Tina, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Josh.